Another guy I'd like to talk about is Artemi Panarin, who I think might be dealt sooner rather than later. I don't know that for sure, but his name sure seems like it's out there. And with Shesterkin out for several weeks at least, basically, it seems like he might not be back until the Olympic break, although, we never know. And right now, New York is sitting at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, having played more games than the Blue Jackets and Sens, who are ahead of them directly, and they're 3 points behind both teams. This seems like a sell.
And they're just getting shaboinked.
Yeah.
Every game. They are
great way to put it,
shaboinked.
The no BS thing that the Rangers had going into this season.
Oh, there's so much BS.
Yikes. There's a lot of BS. What did Freed say? He said Florida and Washington. But another name that emerged potentially was the Minnesota Wild. And what's so interesting is Florida makes sense.
Oh, for Panarin.
Russian guys love going there.
Yep.
And also, who wouldn't want to go to a 2-time Stanley Cup champion team, 3 times in the finals in the last 3 years? Washington is interesting because obviously you get to feed, if you're Panarin, you get to feed Ovi. Yeah. And it's a
politically, that's fascinating.
And fantastic system that Carberry's got them playing. Mm-hmm. But I really sort of like the Minnesota Wild thing because it seems like they're doubling down on, our center depth isn't good, but we'll get you other ways.
I was thinking about that. Like, what could the Wild even do up the middle? Like, who's really available? You said Kadri. That was sexy.
Yeah, but is like Calgary seems to be really set on keeping Kadri. Sure. And I don't know why, but I.
So instead of bringing in a new center and reinventing the wheel and having them getting used to everything, it's probably easier to get a winger acclimated to everything, and you just hope all your centers punch above their weight a little bit.
Eriksson Ek has been struggling with some injuries, but he is traveling with them.
Yeah, and I think you have some guys who can play wing, can play center, like Hartman.
Well, Hartman's playing second line center right now.
Right. Oh man.
But
it's a bit tough up the middle there, but you're so undeniable on the wings if you get Panarin.
Right. And if you do get Panarin, so you've got he's a right winger. Right?
No,
he's
a left winger. That's why the Washington thing doesn't make sense to me because Ovechkin's on the left and Protest is on the left. So I don't know where Panarin would play.
You've got...
He wouldn't be feeding Ovi.
Mojo behind Kaprizov because Kaprizov's a left winger, right? So Marcus Johansson, Marcus Foligno, and Yakov Trenin. I'm assuming one of those guys would go back the other way, but and Marcus Johansson's actually had a pretty good season. I do think it would be fascinating to see a Kaprizov Panarin 1-2 on the left side. It would be cool.
God, Danila Yurov is your top. Oy vey. Yeah, that's tough, man.
They're still doing well.
They are, but it's lacking.
Okay.
And also,
they say great hockey teams are built on the wing.
If they're gonna, we've talked about the Wild taking a big swing post Quinn Hughes trade. Yurov, I would assume, is one of their top chips, and they literally cannot afford to trade him. Mm-hmm. That's you're trading your top center. So them being involved in these discussions is fascinating because I don't know how you do it.
When you go and you want to drink a glass of water, you have to have a cup in your cupboard. If you're Bill Guavin, you can't just sell all your dishes. You need to at least drink.
You really went out of your way to get David Juracek. I kind of think he's got to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
He has to be.
The team with the team is in second last in goals for this season.
In goals for?
I'll give you the first one. The team who is the worst goal scoring team in the league this year is the St. Louis Blues, which is really surprising considering Montgomery's system and the players that he has. But it seems like it's just not going well there. Who's number 2? Because I can't believe this team's not being brought up more, and I think it makes a lot of sense.
Are they in a playoff spot?
In and out.
Actually?
In and out of a playoff spot.
And they can't score?
Mm-hmm. And they're in a weak division. Does that help?
Well,
it does.
The default can't score team that we always talk about on this podcast is the Kraken. But I assume it's
they're
not.
going to go 10, but they're okay.
Yeah.
But they are only 5 goals up on this team, so they're not great.
I was going to say they've picked it up a little, but I don't know how much.
Is it the Kings?
It's the Kings.
Oh, there you go.
And I wondered, because the Kraken for me, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing. I don't know.
I despises the Kraken.
No, I don't. I like everything around the Kraken,
yeah.
But I just don't understand sometimes why they do. It's like, man, let's get more gigantic, towering defensemen.
They just
who are slow. And
they don't have the flash of Vegas at all. At all. They run the ship completely differently.
No shit.
Yeah.
But they are.
Hey, they're JT Miller.
They are doing better lately. Like they're third in the division. The Pacific Division stinks, but they're in it.
Yeah.
Take advantage.
They're getting goaltending and they look decent, which is a thing they didn't get from one of their goaltenders all last year.
That's how they're built to win.
But it's
so they're winning games by the design that they laid out.
A place that Russian guys apparently like to go though is Los Angeles because remember Kovalchuk when he came back? That's who he signed with, and hey, it's only the Pacific Ocean between you and home. Although there's a lot.
That's the biggest ocean in the world.
And then you're on the other side of Russia too.
I think you're going the wrong way.
I'm talking borders here.
How about you're rich and it doesn't matter?
Yeah, that's true. I look at this and go, the LA Kings do not allow a lot of goals. They have 122 goals for. That's bad. But they also don't allow a lot of goals, 131 goals against, which puts them top 5 in the league.
So are they going to try to replicate the Jeff Carter trade from 2012? Because they didn't really score, and then he joined, and I want to say they were the second best offensive team in the league.
Panarin's a disher, right? And so
yeah, he can score, but yeah.
It's right now it's Jeff Malott, Alex Laferriere, and Adrian Kempe line 1, because you've got Perry out, Trevor Moore out, Kopitar day-to-day, Armia's day-to-day. But if you have Panarin, Kopitar, Kempe,
goodness,
that feels like
goodness.
They're old, but LA's old.
They don't play old. Kopitar maybe plays old. Kempe doesn't. Play old.
Kopitar is old.
Kopitar is very old
and a good player, and this is his last season. I feel like for Kopitar's last season, at very least, you got to go out and get a stud. And
that's such a good point. Like, yes, you can't. Like, imagine you missed the playoffs this year,
and you didn't deal at the trade deadline on Kopitar's last season.
No, you gotta empty the cupboard on this one.
I wondered about that. I think LA should be a sleeper in that. I don't know whether they are or not. Ken Holland likes to make big swings. He doesn't give it. He's a draft schmaff kind of GM too. Doesn't give a shit.
Hey, you could always get older on D. Do the Rangers have any just ancient defensemen who can't skate back there?
You want to get older than
give him the Ken
than Doughty, Edmondson, CC, Dumoulin?
You could probably do that.
I mean, Mikey Anderson and Drew Doughty are
I'd make Joel Edmondson play with a weighted vest. Just really lean into the bit.
I think LA should be in there. They should be in there. Nothing against Jeff Malott, but I do think, and Warren Fogle, Kevin Fiala's on that team on the left side, would be pretty. That would give you a really good opportunity. And Panarin's pretty good in the playoffs, right?
Depends who you ask.
Okay.